You're welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe if you have not, and if you are joining us for the first time, thank you very much for 450 subscribers thus far. I'm really grateful to every single one of you. Keep subscribing and keep sharing, and let's enjoy this one. Mohamed Kudus is in the news again because he has done it again for West Ham, and the star boy for Ghana Black Stars is doing it internationally. This time around, he's taking the English Premier League by storm. Over the weekend, yesterday against Wolves at the London Olympic Stadium, he got 2 goals actually. Both goals were assisted by Lucas Paqueta, and then of course Mohamed Kudus. He did all the job there for West Ham, scoring 2 of their 3 goals. So the first 2 goals that came into the game was scored by Mohamed Kudus on the 23rd minute mark, and then also in the 32nd minute he also had another goal. So this becomes Mohamed Kudus' first ever brace in the English Premier League this season. So it brings his tally to 5 goals in the Premier League, as well as an assist in the number of games that he's played. So 9 goals for them in all competitions. 9 goals for West Ham in all competitions for Mohamed Kudus. And then of course too, he's got 6 Man of the Match awards in 15 starts. So out of the 15 matches that he started for West Ham United, out of that 6 out of the 15, he's had the Man of the Match award. Impressive one for Mohamed Kudus. So it means that Mohamed Kudus has won 40% of the Man of the Match awards that has come in the games that he's starting. So once he's starting, there's 40% chance that he is winning the Man of the Match awards, at least for West Ham United, if they are going to win. The assist from Lucas Paqueta did all the trick. Kudus didn't have much of a job to do, especially if you consider the first goal, which I'll show you. That's right, so this is it. All the work was done there by Lucas Paqueta, but of course, the timing of that shot by Mohamed Kudus, turning onto his favorite left foot and then taking his time to hit that shot well to result into that first goal. Then the second goal came in. Once again, good pass. Then Mohamed Kudus got onto that ball on the right hand side of the West Ham attack, and then the job was done. Now this iconic celebration, Kudus could not do it alone this time around, because it was that guy Lucas Paqueta who assisted all 2 of his goals, and then also joined him in that celebration. You remember that before Kudus joined West Ham, there was conversation about his position, and as to whether Lucas Paqueta was going to be very integral for Kudus' stay, and whether or not Kudus would be allowed to play that number 10 role. But hey, Lucas Paqueta has defined that role so well. He plays the number 10 role for West Ham, and he does it so well. He joins the attack well, and at times he commits to the defensive area. His ball progression abilities is exceptional, and then also this has afforded Mohamed Kudus with time to play operating from that right flank. So in the summer, we were discussing the value for Paqueta as Manchester City expressed interest in the Brazilian midfielder, and his valuation was raised to some £80 million. Manchester City could not afford that, and that it meant that West Ham United had to keep their boy, and is playing so well this time around with Mohamed Kudus, who is a natural 10. When it comes to the Black Stars of Ghana, he plays on that central position, but he can also operate from both flanks as well, and he has shown that maybe we need to consider his position in the Black Stars of Ghana. We need to consider where he will be operating from, especially in the offensive zones, whether he'll be playing centrally behind the striker, whether he'll be playing on the right flank, which has shown that he can do so well, resulting in the number of goals that he's had, 5 in the Premier League, and an assist to his name as well, or whether he'll be operating centrally. The question now still remains whether or not Mohamed Kudus can keep this up. But hey, the support from his teammates is saying Mohamed Kudus won, and other player that we need to mention is this guy, Mainoo. Manchester United's game against Liverpool over the weekend, Mainoo started, and Manchester United fans are heaping praise for this young boy all over because he had such a good game. One thing about him is that he does not rush. He's calm, and we are playing at Anfield. There's so much pressure, especially if you watch the game. For the first 15 minutes of the game, there was no time to relax. There was no time to even think. You can't even breathe at Anfield. This was what Liverpool intended. It did so well. But hey, Mainoo at the center, He knew what he had to do, and then he did it exceptionally. Now, Kobbie Mainoo is so relaxed. I told you earlier on, he's also calm on the ball. He's not under any form of pressure, and he releases the ball timely. That's one thing I like about him. He had this true pass to Garnacho, and if Garnacho should have taken his chances, I'm sure we would be saying a different story by now. But the game ended goalless. Manchester United had an all-important point there at Anfield, the first ever in a very long time. So Liverpool at Anfield failing to score was something, playing more than 30 shots with 8 on target, and then of course Andre Onana to keeping the post locked for Manchester United. He's had such a terrible time during his start of the season, but of course he has come out in an interview to disclose that it is very difficult for him in his start, but then he also acknowledges that things will change. They're working hard, they're fighting to overturn the situation at United, and he's calling all the fans to calm down as it stands, and then also to understand that the team is still undergoing a process, and this process will lead them to something. And then also the UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw was held at the House of European Football in Nyon, Switzerland. Yes, the final will be in England at Wembley. So here are the games that will be played in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League 2023-2024 season. Porto versus Arsenal in England. SSC Napoli will also be playing against Barcelona. PSG have a date with Real Sociedad. And then, of course, International Milan have a big game against Atletico de Madrid. PSV Eindhoven will also be playing against Borussia Dortmund. And then, of course, Lazio will also be playing against Bayern Munich in that game. And there's also Copenhagen who will also be playing against Manchester City. And RB Leipzig have a big one also against Real Madrid. They are the landlords, if you ask me. So out of these fixtures, the biggest of them is the Napoli versus the Barcelona game, and then of course Inter Milan versus Atletico de Madrid. So we'll look at how those games will pan out, but it's next year and it's in February, 14th and 13th of February 2024. Here to give you all the analysis of those games in there. So the quarterfinals will then be played on the 9th and 10th and 16th and 17th of April 2024, and then the semis will also take place on the 30th April and 1st May, as well as we've got 7th and 8th May 2024. The grand finale will then be hosted at the Wembley Sports Stadium in London, and then it will be on the first day of June 2020. So that is the last game of the European calendar. I can't wait to watch Napoli playing against Barcelona, and then of course the biggest one, if you ask me, is that game against Inter Milan, who were last season's finalists, and Atletico de Madrid. Diego Simeone will be on the touchline. He is as animated as ever. And then, of course, Griezmann is playing some good football as it stands. There are lots of things to talk about in that fixture. But hey, let's wait. Let's have patience. And then let's get to watch them when the time comes. So thank you very much for joining me. Please do also subscribe to this channel. We'll give you a lot of sports news and updates. And then, of course, we'll be bringing you the best content here in the world of sports. Thank you. My name is Felix Edwida Kwashe. And then, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.